Peace. Peace to the family. This breakdown here is going to be based on the conclusion of my last video called The Conjunction, the Bible, and What Religious Teachers Don't Teach. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so Saturn is symbolic to the root chakra, as we know. Jupiter is symbolic to the sacral chakra, as we know. In our body, we have what you call a spinal cord, which is made up of 33 bones. Now, do the knowledge to the numbers to the root and sacral chakra. The root chakra is the coccyx, which consists of 4 bones. The sacral chakra is the sacrum, which consists of 5 bones, in which at some point in life they fuse together and make 9. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, really quick, I want to add a couple points to the 4-5, symbolically, allegorically, and mathematically. Okay, we have America's 45th president. That's 4 and 5. Is who? Donald Trump. Okay, so let's do some addition right here, some mathematics. We have the D, which equals 4. O equals 15. N equals 14. A equals 1. L equals 12. D equals 4, which equals 50. 5 plus 0 equals 5. Here's the trump. T equals 20. R equals 18. U equals 21. M equals 13. And P equals 16. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Wow. There's that 57 again. 5 plus 7 equals 12. Wow. There's that 12 again. Nahum equals 57. Nahum was the 7th minor prophet in the Hebrew Bible. If you would like, you can go check out my last video on more information on Nahum. Okay, now back to Donald Trump. When did he come into office? The answer is January 20th, 2017. Okay, you have the 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12. There's that 12 again. Look at this. The 4-way evening number for that day was what? 6666. Wow. That's 2 12s. This time, which equals 24. Which equals 24 hours in a day. The Egyptian god Horus really means hours. 2 plus 4 equals 6. The 6th chakra is the third eye. Our third eye needs to be activated. This is something to think about. What else does this mean? Donald Trump sounds like trumpet. Sound the trumpets on what? The evil ones and their social equality. Who are the evil ones? And what is their social equality? The deep state and the far left. During the time Donald Trump has been in office, we now know more on the babies being taken away, organ trafficking, satanic rituals on babies, the agenda on the black population being experimented on, how black people have been targeted by chemtrails, chemical warfare, nutricide, nutritional warfare, And guess what? The list goes on and on. Now it's nano. Whether we heard this from Donald Trump or not, all of this happened during the time that he was in office, and it's still happening. Okay, this is symbolic to a two-edged sword or a two-headed serpent, snake, however you want to call it. What were our recent ancestors saying, and what were they warning us about? I'm talking about the ones that recently, what you call died, and what I call transition. How to clean your body, how to use your body's wealth, and its relationship with the universe, and more. We are more. I will be making another video on the thoughts of the far left side on a psychological level real soon. So be on the lookout for that as well. These two chakras are the most targeted in the black community. Facts. According to PubMed.gov, the three leading causes of death for African American males is disease of the heart. That's a really good chakra right there. Oh my goodness. Cancer and HIV/AIDS. Oh yeah, and the same is for the women, except replace the HIV/AIDS with stroke. Of course, this was all done in 1999. That's where this information is coming from, 1999. Okay. Where is the colon and prostate cancer located? The first and second chakras. Prostate cancer, colon cancer. You get my drift? All right. So here it is. This is something to think about. Even Cedric the Entertainer tried to warn us in the Kings of Comedy. And you just laughed. And I did too. Do you remember when he said we live by a different creed than them? He said they hope and we wish. We be wishing Mother Effa would be sitting in them seats. That's right. Them seats was 4 and 5, partner. Please go and watch that. 8, 18, 2000. The release date for the Kings of Comedy. 6 months and 9 days later, 2/27/2001 was the release date for the DVD. Now, the question is, who is sitting in your throne? Are you the captain of your ship? This is dealing with the coccyx and the sacrum energies being one, or the 9 being one fused together. The life force is supposed to travel up the spinal column into the Holy of Holies, or to the mercy seat. He said, we be wishing and they be hoping. Well, it's backwards. They be in secret wishing upon a star to help keep them in power, while in reality, we be hoping for our Savior to come and fight our battles for us and save us from the hand of the wicked ones or evil ones. They say one cannot have faith without hope. This is messed up. Okay, off of that, back to the spinal cord. All of this energy, and we are just dealing with the 4 and 5, the coccyx and the sacrum, and the fused 9 into 1. Now up we go to spinal cord to the next number, which is 5 bones in the lumbar, 12 bones in the thoracic, and 7 bones in the cervical. Wow, the 5 and the 7 is separated by the 12. This is powerful stuff. 5 plus 7 equals 12, and 12 equals 24. What does this mean? Remember the 6666? 12 and 12? I am going to explain this in 2 ways. The first way is, in order to receive your godlike abilities, you must go through the 12 jewels of Islam or overcome evil forces. The second way is just by simply adding the 5 plus 7 equals 12 for the negative pole and the 12 for the positive pole, the dual energies, to connect them to the medulla oblongata along with the brainstem. Looks just like a seahorse. Now that's out the way, we move on to the ponds of the fluid-filled water. Next, we also have the lateral ventricle and the third and fourth ventricle. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Side note, for every organ in the lower body is an equal organ in the brain. Thus, this is where they get the term as above, so below. Internally, outwardly, we look up at the celestial bodies in heaven and say, as above, so below. The third ventricle is also called the 3 wise men. Then we have the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, 12 disciples. The pituitary gland, the holy grail, the pineal gland. This is a star on top of the Christmas tree. We are the moving tree of life. That's right, an inverted plant of good or evil. It all depends on you and how you want your tree to be. The brain is the soil, and the thoughts are the seeds. Then you have the roots, the cranial nerves, and the stem, the medulla oblongata, to send a message to the rest of the body from the trunk, the spinal cord. Sun, air, and water is what we both need to survive. Who? Human and plant. Where? Here on earth. The tree vessel is the dirt, and our vessel is the body. We get our melanin from the sun. The tree gets its chlorophyll from the sun. We feed each other through the air. That's deep. Guess what? Our ancestors knew all of this and more. That is why, you know what? That's why they wore the serpent and the sun disk on their heads, to represent the sun, S-U-N, the sun, S-O-N, and Saturn, which means it has risen up and have complete control over the lower self, mastered the 7 deadly serpents. This is what Masons call riding the goat. This is also alchemy, transforming lead, which is the Saturn metal, into gold, which is the sun's metal. Oh, and by the way, have you ever heard the term dog is a man's best friend? Well, as you already know, D-O-G, dog, spelled backwards, is God, G-O-D. What is really important about this is that I can remember growing up, dog years was 7 years to our 1 year. Oh, this is very vital lost information. According to our ancestors, every 7 years, our body is ruled over by a star or planet or celestial body in the heavens, however you want to call it, which has influences over us during that period. That's some powerful stuff. So if we look at what planet rules us for that time, we can look at the influences and then we can understand more. That's deep. Oh, and by the way, at the age of 7, the soft spot at the top of your head closes. You know what? I used to watch cartoons which had hidden meanings. Okay, when I was younger, growing up. For example, let's look at He-Man. He used to say, "By the power of Grayskull." Grayskull is the cerebrum, that gray matter. Then he would go on to say, "I have the power," with lightning striking his sword. Wow. The awakening of your godlike powers. We have another one that I used to watch, which is called Voltron, the Defenders of the Universe, in which Voltron was once whole and got broken up into 5 lions: arm, leg, arm, head. Now 5 humans have to control each lion to form Voltron and defend the universe once again. And here's another one that I used to watch: the Transformers, Optimus Prime, and the Autobots. And of course, my favorite, Ironhide. The Autobots came to Earth after a war broke out on their home planet, Cybertron. They protected the Earth from the Decepticons. The Autobots gave Earth new technology and protected them as well. Ironhide was a member of the Cybertron military, but sided with the Autobots before the war broke out on Cybertron. Last but not least, we have the X-Men. Professor X, telepathic powers. Jean Grey, third eye open as the Phoenix, rebirth. Magneto, my favorite, control over iron. And Mystique, the power of shape-shifting. And we also have the Wolverine. You got to add him too, because he just represents the beast in you. Whatever human she sees or remembers, that's the power of Mystique. She shifts into that. Now, these mutants have superpowers, and the government is trying to come up with a vaccine to take away their superpowers for good. Why? Because they are afraid that the mutants will rule over the whole planet. Wow. That sounds familiar. We are the mutants. We are the He-Mans and She-Ras. We are the Voltrons. We are the Autobots, transforming that negative energy into positive energy while remaining a neutron. Proton, positive. Neutron, neutral. And electron, negative. You can take the time and go and review a couple Bible verses for yourself. I decided to pick out which was Numbers chapter 21, verses 1 through 9. It talks about the brazen serpent. This is the force that you have to raise up. Okay, it's another one is Mark chapter 14, verses 23. And Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1. So, it just talks about stuff, but one of them talks about the rod of Jesse. And that is really talking about the same thing. It's a lot of information. You just have to understand what it is. Okay, this is just my perspective, of course, on the conclusion to the conjunction, the Bible, and what religious teachers don't teach you. So please do your own research and like, comment, share, hit the notification buttons to get the message to the masses. Peace, family. Stay healthy, strong, and informed. Nothing is impossible, believe. Hey, don't do it.
Spread your wings